Besties, gather round, because today's story is one you won't forget in a hurry. It's about a beautiful young woman named Adaku, whose love for food led her into trouble far beyond what any of us could imagine. She wasn't just a foodie, she was a glutton, and one day, her stomach led her to eat the sacrifice of the gods. What happened after will leave you shocked. Let's dive in. In the quiet village of Amanka lived the Akan family. Mr. and Mrs. Akan were blessed with a daughter named Adaku. Adaku grew up as a beautiful girl, admired by everyone. But there was one problem, her endless hunger. As a child, every time she cried, her parents silenced her with food. Instead of soothing words or gentle comfort, it was always give her something to eat. Soon, Adaku learned a dangerous habit. Cry, get food. She cried when she was sad. She cried when she was bored. Sometimes she cried for no reason at all, just so she could eat. The villagers would laugh when little Adaku showed up wherever food was cooking. They thought it was cute then, but no one knew this habit would grow into a storm. As Adaku became a young woman, her appetite became something of a legend. She could eat a whole pot of rice for breakfast, cleared a plate of fufu by lunch, and by evening she was already hunting for more food. The villagers nicknamed her Adaku the Glutton. Whenever she appeared, people quickly covered their meals, afraid she would eat half of it before they even blinked. At first, she laughed off the names. She didn't care. To her, food was life. But as time went on, her parents began to feel shame. They realized they had raised a child who could not control herself. So, they tried something new. They cleared their house of food. No rice, no yams, not even a biscuit left in the kitchen. But Adaku's hunger didn't go away. That very morning, after eating 2 bowls of yam porridge, she was starving again by noon. She searched the house in frustration. Nothing. Her stomach growled, loud like a talking drum. Then the smell of jollof rice drifted into her nose. Her eyes lit up. She followed the aroma like a hunter following prey, straight to Mama and Kichi's kitchen. Seeing no one around, Adaku grabbed the steaming pot, sat on the floor, and began to devour it. She didn't even think of hiding. By the time Mama Nkechi returned, half the pot was gone. Adaku, she screamed. "You've done it again!" Her voice rang across the village. People gathered. They shook their heads in disgust as Adaku licked her fingers, smiling sheepishly. "Why are you like this?" the villagers asked. "You shame your family. You shame yourself." Adaku only bowed and said, "Please, forgive me." My stomach was crying. But forgiveness didn't come easily. That day, her parents wept bitterly. They wondered if their daughter was cursed. Things only got worse. At her friend Yuju's wedding, Adaku was supposed to lead the bridesmaids in a beautiful dance. But when it was time, she was nowhere to be found. Where was she? In the kitchen, begging the cooks to pack food into a cooler for the bridesmaids. The cooks, tricked by her lie, gave her plenty. When food was served, guests complained there wasn't enough. The bride was humiliated on her special day, and when they found Adaku sitting in a corner, devouring rice and chicken meant for everyone, Yuju shouted, "Adaku, you have disgraced me. Get out of my wedding." From that day, people avoided her. The men of the village whispered, "This one will finish all the food in your house. Don't go near her." But fate had a twist. One day, Adaku met Obiora, a tall, handsome man with a gentle smile. For the first time, she felt something stronger than her hunger love. She wanted Obiora to see her as the perfect woman. So she pretended. Whenever they ate together, she took only tiny portions. She starved herself in secret just to keep him close. Obiora's friends warned him, "That girl is trouble. She eats like there's no tomorrow." But Obiora didn't believe them. Adaku looked perfect in his eyes. Still, hunger is not a fire that stays hidden for long. One evening, after spending the day with Obiora, Adaku's hunger roared inside her. She left for home, her legs trembling with weakness. On the path, She saw it as sacred sacrifice laid at the village shrine, a calabash filled with roasted yams, palm oil, and boiled eggs, offered to the gods. Adaku froze. She knew the rules. No one, no matter how hungry, was allowed to touch it, but her stomach spoke louder than her fear. Before she could think, she sat down and began to eat. One egg, then another, yam after yam, oil dripping from her fingers. She ate it all, every last piece. With a sigh of satisfaction, she walked home, her belly full. At home, her mother asked, "Adaku, where have you been?" Adaku tried to answer, but when she opened her mouth, nothing came out. She struggled, clawed at her face, but her mouth would not open. Her parents panicked. "Adaku, what's wrong with you?" Finally, with trembling hands, she wrote on a slate, "I cannot open my mouth." Days passed. Adaku could not eat. For the first time in her life, she starved. Her beauty faded. Her body grew thin. Her parents carried her to the village priest. The priest shook his head. "Adaku has eaten the sacrifice of the gods." The villagers decided to test her. They cooked a pot of fried rice, spiced so richly the aroma filled the air. Everyone waited to see what Adaku would do. She sniffed the air. Her stomach growled. But she stayed put. For the first time, she turned her back on food. The villagers clapped in amazement. Obiora, seeing her determination, returned to her side. "I believe you can change," he whispered. And so, Adaku learned the hardest lesson of her life. Greed can destroy not just your body, but your relationships, your reputation, and even your future. Food is a gift, but too much of anything, even the sweetest thing, can bring bitter consequences. So besties, what do you think about Adaku's story? Do you think someone like this could exist in real life? Have you ever met someone who eats without control? Let me know in the comments. And remember, it's all love over here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next story. See you next time, besties. Bye.